There's an expression or you could call it a teaching that I use when we're doing retreat. And by retreat, I mean we're doing 3, 4, 5 days of intensive work on ourselves. We're doing a lot of ceremony, a lot of soul searching, a lot of creating intentions, and that type of thing. And the expression is, how much beauty can you stand? And this evolved, when I was at retreats and working on myself, and it was there, and I had been doing a lot of intention work, like, what do I really want in my life? What do I want to create in my life? And am I willing to allow it, And then also the other, ingredient, you could say, for this expression is we were doing ceremonies, so there was just all this abundant energy, like there were spirit guides, and there was just like, we were doing these ceremonies and just amazing energy, and you could feel it. You could feel it that, if you really were willing to want something, you could have it. And I had this feeling where after I had X amount of abundance and beauty and joy and love, the good stuff, I would feel like I would start pushing it away. It's like my self-worth, which wasn't, and I'd been working on my self-worth for a long time, so I didn't have like low self-worth, but I had high self-worth, but it was challenging even my high self-worth. It's like, can't you, Spirit was saying to me, can't you allow just a little more? Don't you really want this? Because I'd ask for this thing that I wanted that was pretty good, and then Spirit would come back and say, well, don't you really want this? And I'm like, and then that was like somehow scary, and that was just really an interesting feeling. And I got that my truth became that we can have as much as we're willing to allow. And how much beauty can you stand? If I can extend more beauty, I can allow more beauty, because it was all right there, And so I think it's a perfect time of year to work with this. And so my question is, how much beauty can you stand in your life? How much abundance, if life truly is abundant, okay? And it's not something outside of you that's like metering out how much, joy and love you can have. It's like, what if it's us that's deciding how much we can have, And it's like, how much beauty can you stand? And what, this other ingredient that was there at retreat is like, what do you really want? Not what do you think you deserve, or what are you comfortable with, or what do you think is possible, or what's rational. Like, not that, like, no, like, what do you really want? Like, Spirit would ask me at retreat, it's like, is that what you really want? It does, like, don't you want more? Like, that's right. It doesn't take any more to create that than what you asked for. Why don't you just allow more? And so I think it's a really great time on the medicine wheel. We're going to be in spring equinox in about a month. We're actually going to do some spring equinox ceremonies here in Ashland, a day of it anyway. And it's when we offer our intention. So it's a perfect time to start sitting with. We're still in that time of introspection, and it's like, it's a perfect time to sit with, like, what do I really want in my life? And am I willing to allow that much beauty and that much love and that much abundance, And the way we can work with that is envision the thing that we really want, So say you want to have a business where you offer your medicine and your healing ability, and you want, to have that. It's like, are you really, what would happen if you would have that? Or what about if you say you want a relationship, like a really loving relationship that's a partnership and someone that really loves you for who and what you are? Like, what would happen if you would have that? If you just envisioned, like, what if that was a possibility right now? Or I met someone and they could offer me that right now. Like, what would I do? Would I be able to allow it? Would my beliefs start coming up? It's like, oh, but what if I get my heart broken? Or what if the other shoe drops and it gets taken away? Like, what comes up when you envision the thing that you want in your life? Say you want an accepting a spiritual community, and you want to have this community, and it's like there, and if you had that, like, what comes up? Like, would you be willing to be a part of it? Would you be willing to, go to someone's house for dinner if they invited you, and are you willing to allow people to really be nice or do you favors if and help you out when you're having a rough time? Or do we say, no, it's okay, I'm good. That's that, or maybe we're not, but maybe we're pushing that away. Maybe we push spiritual community away, but we say we want it, but are we really willing to allow that much beauty? And so that's the thing that I invite you to do, is like pick something that you want to allow and create in your life this year. It's a perfect time to start. You can offer your intention in a month during spring. We could do a ceremony, we can offer it up. But it's like, what do you really want? And then when you find, and then again, it's like, go big. The other thing we used to do at ceremony is like, if we opened up the store of abundance and you could ask for anything, what would it be? Don't, ask for the big thing. That you really want, like Spirit challenged me to do. What do you really want? And then think about it. If that was here in my life today, would I be able to accept it? Or would I freak out? Or like, what would I worry? Would I worry about losing it? Would I worry about getting my heart broken? Would I worry about the other shoe dropping? Would I worry about, what comes up? Or am I willing to look at those things, look what the fears are, usually it's some type of fear, and work with that until we can sit with it. And we can pull that energy up of the thing that we really want. We can envision it, in meditation or in our mind. We can envision it, and like, there it is. It's that relationship, it's that community, it's that business where I'm offering my healing. It's like, there it is, that thing that I want. I can see it, and are we able to sit with that energy and not push it away? And then when something comes up that tells us, oh, what if you lose it, or you don't deserve it, or we start pushing away. It's like, whoa, hold on a minute. Let me sit with it. And then the practice can just be like, meditate with that. Have that be part of your meditation practice, where you sit with the energy of the thing you really want, and then just sit with it. Like, see yourself like having it in your life. See yourself living with it. See yourself being it, and then see what comes up. And if you're like me and like some of my clients, some very interesting things come up. Our mind, our old belief systems come up and says, well, why do you think you deserve that? Like, why, what makes you so special? Like, what comes up? And then to just sit and observe that, like, observe the things that come up. It's like, that's interesting. There I am, just allowing myself to sit in the energy of the thing I really want. And my mind is just freaking out. It's telling me all kinds of things. But what about this? And what about this? It's like, and then just observe that, and then just think about, well, what's that about? We can do some inquiry, like, why am I having a difficult time with sitting with so much abundance and so much beauty, which is what it was like when I sat in retreat, where I started this blog, So that's kind of what I'd invite you to do, is like, think about what you want in your life, what you really want. What you really, really want, like, think about it in your life, and then sit with it and see what happens. And when we sit with it long enough, and we're able to observe and do inquiry and challenge the fear and challenge the non-deserving, so we can just sit in it. My truth is that, it won't be long until that thing comes to you. in this coming year. So when that thing does appear, we can just say, hey, there it is. Awesome. I'm so happy that it's here. I'm going to enjoy it. It might push my edges a little bit, but since I've sat in that energy, I'm going to allow it into my life. So that is my video for this week. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have an amazing week. And maybe just think about what you'd like to have in your life this coming year and sit with its energy and see what happens and sit with it long enough that you're able to allow it and not push it away. And I will see you in a week.